with them. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the pre-show. It's part of the show
Pre-show.
where we talk about what we're going to do on the show, and it's pretty good. Pretty good,
Oh,
considering
light,
there's no news.
yeah, light week.
Um, I'm sure somebody, maybe Taylor, will be here, and he saw Spider-Verse. We'll see.
Have not seen
Oh,
that
there's
yet.
Dave. It's a Dave week. I forgot because of the vacation last week.
Yeah.
That
Well,
he,
this be my normal weekend off on the Continental.
you sound kind of low. Yeah.
I'm. Hello.
There you go.
No, yeah, what, you just gonna talk loud the whole show? Well, my favorite book this week.
I mean, I'm sitting like literally a foot away from my microphone. So okay,
Yeah, I don't
let
know,
me.
man.
Just...
Maybe it's something with your ins or your outs or something.
I literally don't know where my
That's
I literally
probably
don't know
not
where
the
my
best
microphone's
idea.
at.
That's probably not the best idea. Anyway, here's a picture of the garden I made, the raised bed I made with some cucumbers in there.
Ooh,
More to come, more work happening. That's what I've been doing with most of my.
What kind of cucumbers are you planting?
Shit, you know what? I don't even remember. There's so many different kinds.
Yeah, like
Let's see. I have
burpless.
another pack of the seeds over here. It's either spring burpees or burpless or cross country hybrid. I think it's the cross country hybrids, but it's hard to know. Me and my brother lives like right up the street, right? And we both sort of do this sort of thing. You know, he's got a lot more area than I got, but he's been having a great time.
Get
And
you
we
a
sort of been
hydroponics
sharing.
and just have you a vertical garden.
Well, I'm doing the cucumbers vertical, but I have thought about doing hydroponics.
So I just miss the garden talk every week when I'm a few minutes
you just
late,
missed that. Yeah. That's what I go to like every week. Andy's always like, "Oh, what'd you do this week?" And I'm like, "I was in my garden all week."
I think that's intentional. I think
that's
that's
right. Right. So yeah, segment 1. I'm sure somebody will talk about Spider-Verse. Hint, hint, Taylor.
Yeah, I can talk about it. I also did go see Fast X.
Oh my
sorry.
goodness! What
is it?
Awesome.
Is it Fast 10 or Fast X? I honestly don't know.
It's whatever.
It's however we do
it's like
House of X or House of 10.
Yeah, right. It's Hickman.
It's House of X and it's Power of 10. I think was from way back when.
Yeah. Or
House God, that was like 5 years ago now.
That's been too long. Fucking. That's the thing. The pandemic, man, just spoiled a lot of ways. We'll talk about Image Workers Union again, and then like segue into a bunch of layoffs at CBR, and then a new job for a legend. Food news. We got a double dose of food news. Fast food news this week. And then a lackluster top 3. There were some winners in there, but
really hyping up the end of the show here, Gomer.
Hey, sorry, there wasn't a lot of good shit this week, man. There was like
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of duplicates on this top 3.
We'll see. Anything else y'all want to add to this amazing lineup of a show?
Finally watched the original, not the black and white one, but the John Carpenter version of The Thing.
Oh, nice. Really? Just now?
Just now?
Oh, wow. That's like an annual watch for me, man. Yeah.
That is a classic. I didn't even realize there was a black and white version of it.
There's a black and white one, and it's like The Thing is a plant creature.
It's not as
okay.
It's not as...
It's on the free TV app I downloaded.
I feel like if you say... If you say The Thing, I feel like 99% of the people would probably assume you mean the
It's
John
on a lot of
Carpenter.
people's favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, but The Thing is also based on a book called Who Goes There?
Yeah. A book that I've read. That's a really good book. But yeah, most people right now would probably, because of the upsurgence of the Netflix, the one that they just put on Netflix, the prequel, The Thing with Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
I haven't seen
that. That one's been getting a lot of good buzz lately. So
that is actually a really good that prequel fits really well into the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact they're talking about making a third one now.
Well, they've had a sequel series of comics from Dark Horse Comics like back in the 90s. And the first one was really good. It was painted interiors. It wasn't like Alex Ross paint, but it was another artist who did painted interiors. And it was phenomenal.
That's one of those stories, though, that I just don't think is sequel applicable.
Right?
You know,
Like once you know the monster,
at the end of the movie, you're not really sure if they actually kill the thing or not. You know, that's the whole shtick there. And I feel like any follow up you do is just kind of spoil what makes at least one part of what makes the movie really cool.
I also know there was some talk several years later about like humanity figured out that the thing was taking over the earth, and like a group of people locked themselves away in an underground bunker, and the thing got in, and they were trying to determine that who was a thing and who was not.
Yeah, see that seems unnecessary, you know. All right, well, let's do the damn show, I guess, if we have to. I did all these notes, so we use these notes.
I hate these guys.
Whoa!
Nazis.
Whoa! Coming out hostile here.
I hate.
Or does he hate us?
That's what I assume.
Hate us.
That's the interpretation I was
me right in the heart comer.
Yeah, I was just looking at we're not. Really?
Looks like you really feel.
Greetings, Geek. Welcome back. It's another episode of this Geek and Comics Hour. Geeks, Comics, and Shit Talk Show.
Shit Talk Show.
Gomer, Taylor, Andy, and AK David. I didn't do much. I was in the garden, as you heard in the pre-show, but I did watch a bit of Summer Games Done Quick, which was actually right in Andy's backyard, and he didn't go. I'm sure it's expensive now too, but I don't know. Anyway,
he's got young children, man. I mean, some of us have to be responsible parents, unlike you.
Right?
He can take the kids with him.
Yeah, you could take the kids. They'd probably be free.
Well,
anyway, it's always fun time. They raised like over $2 million for Doctors Without Borders, just speed running video games, various video games, and streaming it online.
I once heard of a charity stream where people play the game Desert Bus, which is like a real-time driving a bus simulator from like Las Vegas to LA.
Dude, I actually watch people who do
the
truck driving simulator, and I will watch them do real-time coast to coast. Just talk. Mostly it's just a chat channel, you know, where they're just talking shit, you know, and there's this one dude, it's been so long since I've watched him, but he would talk like movies and comics and stuff while driving a truck cross country. It was wild. But Taylor, in your wheelhouse, there was a blindfolded Breath of the Wild run. Yes.
Wowzers.
Blindfolded. Any percent, he did it in like 90 minutes. It was wild, dude. It was so fun. But I watched it.
So he went he went and beat the final boss in the 90 minutes?
Yes, he went from the beginning of the game to beating the boss in 90 minutes, and he played blindfolded.
Yeah,
very impressive.
That is some Jedi level skills right there.
Yeah, that's some skills. But, you know, I watched some of my favorite games get run. The Super Mario 64 was a randomizer run, which is always weird. But it does definitely show, you know, how good these guys are at switching on the fly. You know, like, oh, there's a star, you know. And
I'm very impressed. I don't think I'd ever want to be a speedrunner. I mean, first thing, I like the skill set. I'm just not good enough at the games to do a speedrun. But but I feel like in order to get that good, you kind of have to break down things to a very like exacting science. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that kind of ruins something that you enjoy, you know, when you are like, breaking it down to such a frame by frame.
But it can also add like another angle to be enjoyed. Like
maybe it would for me. I don't want to speak for other people, but I think it would make it less fun for me.
There are people that would understand like the game mechanics on a coding level.
Well, yeah,
and use that to their advantage.
And dude, all right, like there's this one glitch that this dude was running the original Super Mario Brothers, and this is the last thing I'll say about this because it's very niche. But one-handed, running Super Mario Brothers all the way through one-handed.
Wow.
All right. And there's a glitch you can do where if you're big and you go and get Bowser, you can get hit by Bowser, but also grab the axe at the end of the game at the same time. So the game thinks you got hit, but you stay big. So then on the next level, you get a mushroom. And the game is like, okay, he was big, but he's also little. What do I do? The game glitches and makes you small. And then you go and get a fire flower. And this dude played the whole fucking game with small Mario as a fire flower powered Mario. It was so cool. And this is like, what, a 40 fucking year old game. I had no idea this glitch existed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. You
It
can't
was
forget the Michael
wild,
Butts in that
dude.
game,
It's
though.
just so neat. And I immediately went and tried it and failed, multiple times to try to do it.
Yeah. I mean, these type of feats are for those who are better at the games than we are. But yeah, it is awfully impressive to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Okay, so Fast X. I mean, I guess it's a 2-sentence review of Fast X because what depth could there be here?
I mean, I haven't seen a single other one of the Fast and Furious movies,
so
and I
you
feel
have
like I
no-
followed it just fine.
That's so weird. That is so weird. That's like going to see him like Rise of Skywalker and not seeing any other Star Wars
I
movie.
got the
It's like going to
unlimited
see
pass,
Endgame
so like
for your
basi-
first MCU movie.
Okay, so I can go see these things for free, basically. Because I have like the monthly subscription thing, right? So like, I had nothing better to do, and I'm like, you know what? It looks like there's some fun, like stupid bullshit in this
I'm
movie.
gonna go use someone else's air conditioner because it's hot as shit outside.
Yeah, and there was fun, stupid bullshit. I've always been glad that these movies exist because I do enjoy the hell out of watching the stupid things that they do in these movies.
It really is Avengers with cars. It's like
In a lot of
playing
ways it
Hot
is.
Wheels when you were like 8 years old,
But so yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's nothing that's going to like knock your socks off, but it was fun. I thought I can't, I'm blanking on his name right now.
Vin Diesel.
Not Vin Diesel. Jason Momoa. I thought Jason Momoa was a lot of fun as the bad guy.
Everybody's in this damn movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that Vin Diesel was pissed at the fact that Jason Momoa had better like scenes than him?
Yes,
Well, that's one of those things where, like,
small blurb about
sorry.
that. But
I
he
could
also was
believe
mad
it.
about others being like stealing his scenes too from other
Man,
movies.
from everything I've ever heard about Vin Diesel, that is a very believable rumor. But I don't want to talk
He's a
out of
big
school.
nerd,
I don't
though.
know.
I respect him for being a big nerd.
I have a neutral opinion about Vin Diesel. He's been in a lot of movies I like, but
The Riddick movies are dope as fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, those movies are rad as hell.
Those are so good.
But
they need to do another one of those. Damn it.
They need to make it a trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can make
Carl
this a
Urban's in that
transition
too.
here. That was the other movie I saw this weekend. They were both huge fucking cliffhangers at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. I keep mistakenly saying Into the Spider-Verse, but
yeah,
Across the Spider-Verse was dope as hell. There are parts of this movie that are breathtakingly gorgeous. There's all sorts of like blink and you miss it, like appearances from different Spider-Men from the different continuities. I love the way you can see Spider-Punk in the background there.
Yeah, just to the right.
He had a heavy British accent, so there were times I could not understand what he was saying.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
But I love the way they had like I guess much cooler looking to Gomer though, but the hair. It was exclusively the hair was similar.
The hair.
Yeah.
But I love the way they had like a zine look for like his animation, like one of those like old underground punk magazines.
Nice.
But
that was really one of the things I heard they played off really well was using different art styles for different.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just characters, but for certain scenes.
Yeah,
they would change the backgrounds and stuff.
A lot of the backdrops, a lot of like the screenshots you can take out of this are very stylized. It's a real feast for the eyes. They start off the movie fighting off a Da Vinci sketchbook version of the Vulture, which was really cool.
That's cool.
I will say though, this movie does end on a massive cliffhanger, and that's not a bad thing in and of itself. Like Dune ended on a huge. Shut up, David. Dune ended on a.
You're gonna argue with your cliffhanger.
I don't want an interjection right now. I'm trying to get through this. Okay. Dune ended on a huge cliffhanger, but I get that. There's like a whole fucking war they have to fight.
Right. So
Infinity War ended, but there is, but I cannot wrap my head around how there's an entire movie worth of story still left. They could have resolved the rest of the story with one more scene. Right. And so the fact that they're doing an entire other movie, I am baffled by. Now, these guys have done these guys have done amazing work. I'm sure that they'll make another really good movie, but for the time being, I cannot see how this didn't need to be one movie.
You would have preferred closure.
In a way, yeah, because there's zero closure to this, and the story they're telling seems pretty close to over. I mean, I guess they'll add a lot more for the movie to make it a full-length feature, but I don't think they needed to.
No, that's understandable. I've heard this is like one of the best comic book movies of all time. It's like
that's a
really
pretty
good.
Yeah, it was very good. I don't mean to make that ruin the movie for
Well,
me.
no,
or
you always
anything.
got to pick out one.
I'm
bugaboo.
perplexed by it. Yeah.
Yeah, one bugaboo. All right,
And
Dave.
because of that, I would say
go
that
ahead.
people are
Finish up.
saying that this is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Definitely not. The first Spider-Verse was much better, at least in regards that like it told a complete story, unlike this.
All right, Tom Holland actually agrees with you. He considers the first Spider-Verse movie to be the best one, best Spider-Man movie.
If Across the Spider-Verse never came about, it would definitely still be Spider-Man #2, Sam Raimi's version.
Right.
I'm not as agog over that one as most other people are.
I think it's age specific, maybe.
I still like it a lot, but I actually like
Yeah.
the first Spider-Man movie better.
No, I like that one. I like all the Spider-Man movies. They're all good in their own way.
Sure.
Dave, you want to talk about Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, it was a really, like Taylor said, it's a feast for the eyes. There's a lot of style when they go to different dimensions. It's a very stylized feel to it. The dialogue, the interactions between characters was really great. I actually liked the cliffhanger ending because that would have been like made the movie just that much longer, a whole other act to resolve. And I could just see this whole dimension hopping thing, taking it to another level. Just great. I mean, where they left off on, perfect ending.
Sort of like,
and
a
we don't have to wait a
multiverse
year.
thing.
We don't have to wait a year. This Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out in March of next year.
Yeah, they
That's
were working on
most of
both
a
of them
year.
at the same time. Yeah,
That's cool and everything, but that's still most of a year we gotta wait.
yeah, you're not
That's
wrong,
9 months.
But
If they had included what they needed to finish this story, I think it still would have clocked in under 3 hours.
right,
That's a
but
big ask, though.
I think the direction that they went actually lends itself to how successful the first one was. And it was a huge surprise. No one thought the first Spider-Verse movie was going to do and be as popular as it was, you know? So them getting a third movie right away really lends itself to say, hey, look how awesome. It's a universe now. We're going to get a trilogy of this dope-ass Spider-Man shit.
The gulf between how good Spider-Verse is versus how dog shit every other Spider-Man movie Sony has made in the last 15 years is extremely vast. So yes, they should absolutely throw these guys all the money in the world to keep making these movies.
Yeah, 100%. I've heard we're getting a live-action Miles Morales movie that's going to stem out of this. Everything's going to be connected.
No, I didn't know. Is that going to be Sony or MCU?
No, that's going to be Sony. Everything Spider-Man is still Sony.
Okay.
But there's a deal where everybody gets to, switch over. So he can still join the champions, New Warriors, Young Avengers, whatever they're going to call that particular team, when Miss Marvel and Cassie Lang and Ironheart and damn, who else do they have now? Namor got a kid somewhere, don't he? What the fuck? I mean, I don't know.
But Dave, you were about to say something a minute ago?
I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh man, you got to take notes. I'm taking notes. I'm like, anyway, yeah, great movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I will. So. Anybody else do anything cool this week that they want to talk about?
Not much.
Yeah, me neither, man. I'm just glad to make it through. Dave, do you do anything cool?
Other than seeing
Spider-Verse,
Across the Spider-Verse, it was pretty good. I did support that Bad Idea Kickstarter.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is going to be their first digital book. Am I correct in saying that? This one will be released in a digital format?
It will have PDF, but if at a certain tier, you get the physical copies.
Yeah.
You get a physical hardcover copy that's a limited edition with a hollow foil thing on it.
Well, Bad Idea just had an interview. What's his name? Dinesh, whatever. I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry, Dinesh. He's a great guy. He's a cool nerd, valiant, but he's the guy at Bad Idea. He had an interview and he said that the reason that our books are so much more sought after is because you can't get a digital copy. We haven't released anything digital. And immediately the interviewer was like, well, aren't you doing this Kickstarter digital? And he's like, yeah, but we got a plan for that. My thought is every single PDF is going to have some hidden little thing where they know exactly whose PDF got stolen and distributed. You know what I mean?
It's possible. I remember.
I've heard people doing that. Yes.
I remember if you were like the first customer at a Bad Idea store, you got that pen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard that people, if you collected so many pens, you could turn it in for something. and they actually said, and they came out after the people had turned their pins in and said, we know who has counterfeited our pins because our pins have something in them to let us know what's authentic and what's not. And
it's wild, dude. It's some like super spy shit, man.
Yeah,
it's James Bond, Shield.
Which I only got two
Spectre.
of those pins, and I didn't ever turn them in. So,
well, they're good collectibles.
Yeah,
don't turn them in. Hold on to them.
I'm gonna go to a Comic-Con dressed up like some military
like Boy Scout with your pins
from like some
across.
communist country.
Bad
like
idea, Boy Scout. Yeah, looking like a Russian from the 80s. All right, let's do news. Again, it's the lean times. It's the lean times for comic book news. Why? Because everyone is waiting for the conventions to say what Chase and Aaron's next project is, to tell us what the brand new, big thing is going to be at Marvel and DC, in the next season. But anyway, a while ago, we did bring you the story that certain workers at Image Comics unionized. Now, Image Comics Workers Union has filed an unfair labor practices charge against Image Comics. This is exactly how it is supposed to work. You get a union because shit is bad, and then you report that shit that is going bad. So
exactly.
Yep. The three big things that they're upset about: coercive rules. Image created a work rule barring solicitation of other employees or dissemination of literature during work hours. That is a union busting tactic and is illegal. If you are allowed to petition at work for a union while you are at work. So yeah, that's one thing. Changes in terms and conditions of employment. Image unilaterally implemented a change which only affected a single employee. So they made a company-wide rule, but purposely did it just to hit an elected member of the bargaining committee, mainly the main unionizer at
that does sound
this whole
very
thing.
much like a retaliation tactic.
That does sound like retaliation, and that
so
is,
illegal.
again, illegal. This is the other one. This is the big one. Refusal to bargain, bad faith bargaining. Image unilaterally implemented a new work procedure and initially rolled it out in a non-uniform fashion. The procedure was rolled out at different times among different employees, with different instructions being given to different workers within the bargaining unit. The company refused requests to communicate with the bargaining committee over this change prior to implementation. Image Comics managers also misled certain employees to believe that this new policy was mandatory for all union workers, but this is false. The disorganization of the staggered rollout, despite being clear failure on the part of management, was used as a pretense for management to issue more groundless discipline. Basically, they made up rules that they know you would break in order to give you penalties that were just made up. Basically, it's a law that's made up.
Man, that sounds like some Starbucks level shit right there.
Exactly. And Amazon, for that matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is exactly how it's supposed to work. I support the union. I support the workers.
Yep.
It definitely hits different with Image though than it would for Starbucks or for Amazon, because Image got its start. It was supposed to be like the let's empower the creators. Let's put this in the hands of the little guy. But now they've become
empower the
man,
creators. It wasn't empower everybody else,
right? And
all
is that
the
what
same.
we're talking about
it's
here?
The spirit of the thing, though. You see what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
This was supposed to be like the anti-corporatist comic book publisher, but they become the man.
Yeah, it's the Obi-Wan.
Live long enough to see yourself become the bad guy.
Yeah. You're the bad guy. You're the Harvey Dent. You're the Anakin Skywalker.
You were supposed to defeat the Sith, not
Yeah,
join
you were
them.
supposed to. Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to defeat the Sith, not join
I guess
them.
any situation can get a episode 3 meme to.
For sure. Well, that movie is so deep. Yes, for sure. But
I don't know about
this
deep, but it is the most memed movie I've ever seen in my life, for sure.
Yeah. So this is how it's supposed to work. Image has no legs to stand on as far as I'm concerned here. All of this stuff sounds like normal union busting shit that any company does to save themselves a couple of pennies instead of empowering their workers, which will give them so much more. So, yeah, we'll have more on that as it breaks. But segueing into a bunch of layoffs at Comic Book Resources, the parent company of CBR, Valnet, They also own a slew of these sort of niche websites: Screen Rant, Collider, Movie Web, Game Rant. They laid off a bunch of workers. So this was their quote: CBR will be undergoing major structural changes related to turning the corner. All these, buzz phrases, turning the corner on both culture and performance. As a result, certain roles no longer exist. Okay, how? What? And we are focusing on individuals who can create a more positive culture move going forward.
Say hello to our new writer, Chat GPT.
Dude, that's in my notes. That's definitely in my notes, right? So the word is that there were a bunch of people there in editorial who were let go. And then the reason, at least this is the word on the street, the reason a lot of these editors were let go is because there is new mandates on writers at CBR and apparently, Screen Rant and all these other places where they have to do more work for less pay. And I get it. Marketing is down. Ad revenue is down. There's the fear of a recession. Like Dave said, why don't we just have all of these stupid listicles get written by, robots? And it's like, wow, that is weird. So Samantha Puck, I think I have that name right. She was at CBR for quite some time and said on Twitter after this news broke, this shit hit me hard, dude. I haven't spoken publicly about this because I didn't want to burn bridges, but Valnet is a monster. In 2019, I was quote unquote promoted from one editor position to another and given an accompanying pay increase. But 6 months later, when upper management talked about raises, anyone who had accepted a promotion wasn't eligible, which is such a weird tactic. You know what I mean? That's such a negative tactic. Their entire system chews people up and spits them out for pennies, all under the guise of building portfolios. I'm also hearing that some HR people, this is all from The Beat and a website called Popverse, who broke the story. There were HR people who were standing up for writers. They were also let go just for standing up for the workers, right? So these are basically content mills. You know what I mean? They are pushing out as many clickbait headlines as they can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
People to click. And something needs to change.
This one's hurtful for me because CBR, back when I was first getting into comics, was like one of my places to like
learn.
Yeah, kind of like insert myself into a comic book community,
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
they would do like, oh, who would win in a fight? It's like, oh, well, this is right up my alley, that sort of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to the news here, like generally speaking, yeah, CBR is basically the BuzzFeed of the comic book world now, where it's just like all this clickbaity, stupid bullshit. Like you'll see them put out an article and then they'll put out a different one that has the exact opposite take of the other one that they just
and I'm
put
okay
out,
with that if there's different writers doing it.
I mean,
having this competition, I'm okay.
I know
with
that, like in
but
a digital landscape, you want to get
Right.
you want to put out controversy, you want people to click.
Right.
I'm not going to begrudge them that, but I still regret what CBR has become, and
Yeah.
hearing this news just makes it all the worse,
But most of these articles they're putting out are overfilled. Okay, most of them could be a paragraph or 3 Facebook post saying this is what happened in this issue of Captain America and this is why it's important. But they will do 10 paragraphs filling you in on stuff that is so superfluous to the actual point they're trying to make. I think media has become more streamlined, but I don't know how people can actually make money off of it anymore. You know what I mean? You just can't. You just can't. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
I had a website for a while and I ran it, and I didn't run it to make any money. I ran it because I wanted someplace to hang out and do fun stuff. But
yeah, judging
I
by the
don't know.
last couple of articles I read from CBR and Screen Rant before this was even announced, was the fact that there was a lot of just like, when you start reading those articles, it's getting towards the end, you're like, oh man, you just don't want to be there anymore. You're just
Yes.
done
Yes.
with whatever you're doing. You are beyond done.
Yeah,
And
it feels like
there's
you're
like
just
stuff where
knocking
it's
the
just like,
wind out of these people.
How is Lord of the Rings the original, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the live action one, the worst trilogy ever made. And it's like, wow, you're just reaching at that point.
Yeah, I
And
saw one of them where it was like 10 things about Lord of the Rings that don't work. Just like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, what sort of pedantic reaches are you trying to make here?
They're trying to
they
be
were
like
definitely
edgy.
reaching.
Yeah, they're trying to be edgy for edgy's sake.
Yeah,
They're trying
like-
to purposely be.
Yes, they're just trying to get people to hate click when they're doing stuff like
Exactly.
that, right?
They're
Like,
trying to purposely be contrary to the overall accepted popular belief to, yes, pretentiously, possibly make a point of some kind, but really, no, the only thing they're after is that fucking click. Now, I'm okay. If someone wants to sit there and have a chat or a debate, even though the word debate, even on social media, is like, whoa, they're having a debate. But I'm okay if someone wants to point out, say, hey, what about this in the Lord of the Rings? Did that really make sense to you? You know what I mean? I'm okay with that shit. I'm okay with it. Because I'm either going to say, yeah, it made perfect sense to me, or no, dude, I agree with you. You got a good point. But I'm not going to engage you unless I truly want to engage you. And I think that's a big problem with these websites.
well, yeah, I mean, the articles themselves
It's
just
hard
do
to
not
engage.
they don't seem to be written in good faith. They
Yes.
read like something where they're just being contrarian for its own sake, just
Yes.
for metrics,
Thank you. That's exactly my point, Taylor. Thank you. And you said it a lot better than I did. Yeah, that's exactly my point. It just all feels so shallow and so driven by, I have to succeed here and get people to click on my article or I'm done. And now they're already done,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're absolutely right there, Gomer. That's what some of these last couple articles I've been reading the last couple of months was just basically, please click on me. I need to keep my job.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I have an ad blocker, so it don't matter if I click on them or not.
And this isn't necessarily the fault of CBR, but the comment section on any CBR thing is such a fucking cesspool.
Dude, I don't know how much of that is artificially created anymore.
Oh,
It might be that
It's
too
hard to know.
might be like, yeah, people that also might be something where people are just trying to get engagement on their comments for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you
Yeah,
know
because-
anyone who comments on CBR's comment?
I comment
no,
on
I
C-
don't. Who?
I comment on CBR every once in a while,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's just
All right,
like when
there's
I
one.
comment on it,
I
CBR
stopped
kind of
posting
just
these
likes
things
it and they
time ago.
ignore me, or then they get the people who are just like, well, how do you think like that for? It's like, hey, this is my opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion about something. It's like, this is the way I felt about XYZ. It's not a negative opinion. It's not a good opinion, but
It's
this
just
is how
different
I
than
felt.
yours.
It's just this different from what you and what CBR wrote. It's just that's
Man,
leave me alone.
they need to watch more Star Trek. You can watch more Star Trek. Anyway, let's end on a positive note. J. Michael Straczynski, the man, the myth, the legend, is returning to Marvel. He's going to do a Captain America run.
Hell yeah.
He's going to team up with Jesus Zayas, who just got off of Punisher. Correct, Taylor?
I believe so.
For the relaunch of Captain America later on this year, the series will see Steve thrust into a shadowy plot to prevent Captain America from changing the world of superheroes forever, as he did bursting onto the scene in the Age of Heroes. And a sinister foe that wants to plunge the world into darkness, no matter the cost. If you'll recall on JMS's fantastic Spider-Man run in number 537, he gave us this perfect bit of dialogue. No, you move.
Yeah,
Please bring that same energy.
Yeah, this is one of those things they lifted directly to put into one of the movies,
Yes.
So that speaks to what a good moment that was in the comics. But yeah, I'm excited about the news. When's the last time JMS wrote for Marvel? It's been a minute.
When's the last time he wrote a comic? Period. I think it was at AWA. Dave,
he does it very sparingly. Yeah, we're talking about him writing.
Didn't he do like the Resistance?
Mm-hmm.
It was something like that. There was like one of those things where it's like it was one of those like people get powers type of things or deal with it, but whatever.
That was the Resistance.
I think his Thor run or something might have been the last time he wrote a major run at Marvel Comics, but
Thor run was so good.
But this is cool to see. I'm looking forward to this, and I think having it kind of set back in like the World War II era kind of fits into his wheelhouse pretty well.
He's an old dude like us.
Yeah. But yeah, I welcome the news. This will be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to this.
I am definitely looking forward to this. I am not looking forward to Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig's Captain America run ending.
So I was actually going to ask:
happening.
is this replacing their book? Because I know that it's called Captain America, so it seems like it. But the description of the plot here sounds like it could be a pretty self-contained story if it's set back in the
like
past.
you could do almost a Marvel Knights-esque sort of thing here. But no, my understanding is that the Kelly Lanzig run is ending, and we're just going to have the Sam Wilson Falcon book, which is great. It's not bad. But yeah, is it Sentinel of Liberty? I always get the two mixed up. Sentinel of Liberty is the Steve Rogers one, right? See, everybody else gets
Sentinel of Liberty is Steve, and Symbol of Truth is Sam. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I definitely wanted to end the news segment with some good news. JMS is coming back to Marvel. Yeah.
I looked it up. He in 2021 and 22, he contributed short stories to anthologies and milestone editions for Marvel.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
But
it's halfy. It halfy counts. Halfy.
But the last comics that he did write were for AWA, and that was in 2020 and 2021.
The Resistance and that stuff.
Does it say on there what his last book up at Marvel he was like the ongoing writer for?
It's gotta be Thor.
That's the last one I can think of. That was like
gotta be Thor.
That was like 12, 13 years ago at least.
And that was after his Spidey run.
That was after Spidey. That was after FF.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did. It gives a list. He wrote several books. The last one listed is Thor and a miniseries featuring the Silver Surfer in a what if scenario.
Okay, so yeah, that it really has been. It really has been over a decade then. I think.
Yeah.
This is the
what if Silver Surfer thing. Yeah, that's been a while.
Dude.
But he did a lot of work for DC Comics in the last.
Yeah, he did do some stuff for DC. He has done stuff for DC since then, for sure. But he's got a new Babylon 5 animated. He's talking about doing another season of the regular show. So
I don't know how you could top the last season of Babylon 5.
I don't know either, dude. It was.
Well, he's gonna try.
So great.
That follow-up series, Crusade, was not.
No,
he
wasn't involved in that, as far as I know.
But that Babylon 5 had one of the best endings of a non-Star Trek show.
Oh, it was so good, dude. It was so. He only wrote the. No, I think he wrote. I'm trying to think. He only directed like 1 or 2 episodes of Babylon 5. He wrote a lot more, but he only directed 1 or 2. Which blows my mind because the way they did it Star Trek style with different directors was just perfect.
It was Star Trek without being Star Trek.
It was Deep Space Nine before Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. It did predate. Yeah.
Deep Space Nine stole all the cool shit from Babylon 5. I'm sorry. Deep Space Nine is dope, but they stole a lot of cool shit from J. Michael Straczynski.
Even the Stars
too. They stole a lot from him.
Yeah. Read Rising Stars too. Let's do food. Food sucks this week.
Yummy.
All right, so there wasn't a lot of good food news, but there was a couple. There's Cookie Monster ice cream.
Nah, I'd be interested in that.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is a lawsuit waiting to happen, as far as I can tell. If any lawyers lived on Sesame Street, shit would hit the fan right now. But
is it not a collaboration? Is it not affiliated with Sesame Street?
I mean, from what I read, no, it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, that is.
That feels like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, that seems like a slam dunk lawsuit.
Yeah.
They could probably if they're not directly calling it Cookie Monster ice cream, they could probably get away with some of the stuff.
Maybe. Can you really copyright the name Cookie Monster?
I think that's kind of
absolutely can.
I don't know. Cookie Monster is kind of ambiguous, I think.
Yeah, it is.
It isn't. I mean, if you say Cookie Monster, 99% of the people think of the specific Sesame Street character.
It's patent law this week, y'all. Can you patent the name?
This is if they didn't get permission from Sesame Street, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Okay, you can't copyright either of those individually, but put together, they refer to a very specific character. So yes, of course you can.
It does feel that way, but I don't know, man. I don't know how that law works.
I mean, if they're not calling it Cookie Monster ice cream,
they are.
It is Cookie Monster ice cream. It is blue like Cookie Monster. This is something that I guess I don't need to be going to bat for fucking Sesame Street here, but
Why not? Sesame Street's dope. Sesame Street's awesome.
Sesame Street does a lot of good. So yeah, fuck you. Give Sesame Street some money.
Sesame Street do some money here.
Maybe Baskin Robbins and the Children's Television Workshop already have a deal.
Maybe they do.
Yeah, maybe they have a deal. So there you go. That is available now. That is their June flavor of the month at Baskin Robbins. Finally in food news, because it's always a double dose. Man, there's a weird McDonald's shit going on. That looks like the best burger ever. There's no way that's coming out of a McDonald's drive-thru.
That looks way better than any other.
That is not a McDonald's burger.
That looks like them Wagyu burgers right now.
Dude, right? It looks like a Wagyu burger, bro. It looks like Five Guys. It looks like you're getting something awesome.
Yeah.
You are not getting that if you go to
if you order that at McDonald's right now, you are not getting that burger.
Bluebell has.
I am barely paying attention to the jalapenos and the nacho cheese there because like the quality of the beef looks so much better than
it
McDonald's.
It looks like they hand pattied that shit.
It looks more than a quarter of a pound.
That's actually a half a pound because it's
It
double.
still looks more than half a pound though.
It does. It looks like there's a full pound of fucking cow on that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a lot of beef there, man.
So they're gonna expand their menu this month. It's already shown up in Texas.
Of course, it would show up in Texas.
Let's get to the Grimace Shake in a minute. Cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder with cheese, 100% fresh quarter pounder patty. Blah blah blah. 2 slices of American, 3 strips of applewood bacon, pickled jalapenos. Love those, and cheese sauce. All served on their signature sesame seed bun.
You guys should have been brave and changed the cheese out for like jalapeno cheese.
No, they can't do that. That's a whole nother delivery set. That's a whole nother queue order, dude.
I feel like there's plenty of jalapeno already.
Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of jalapenos.
I'm not sure if that's exactly how many jalapenos you're going to get on, but that's a lot of jalapenos.
No, you're going to get 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a dozen like you're seeing there. You can't make a profit by giving every customer a dozen jalapenos.
1,000% expect that if you went to McDonald's and ordered this, it would look way worse than what's pictured here. But
Dave, the gauntlet has been thrown down. We need images of your cheesy jalapeno bacon quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah, Dave, you got time to go to Texas for us real quick?
No, it's not only in Texas. It's going to be rolled out everywhere.
No. Dave, don't you insult
he
Dave's
has to
integrity.
have this by next week.
He's going to get the genuine article. Dave is research guy, and he's going to do it right. That's right, Dave.
He has to have this burger in his mouth by next week.
Let me check the McDonald's app and see if it's available now.
There you go. DoorDash that shit. We could have it by the end of the top 3.
Possibly.
Anyway, they're also going to have a new Grimace Shake starting on the 12th.
If their shake machines work.
The ice cream machines never work, but the shake machines
always work.
Yeah, the shake machines are really high, must be very low maintenance. The ice cream machines, oh my God, it must take. I wish I worked.
You got to get like
as
the
an
guys from NASA to like come in and fix those ice cream machines, I guess.
Yeah, the ice cream machines are such a fucking racket.
Yeah, dude. So the ice cream shake here, it's not actually ice cream. Because you can't call their shakes ice cream, because there's no cream in it. It's non-dairy. The Grimace Shake will be available on its own or part of the Grimace birthday meal. It's Grimace's birthday, I guess.
So is that just McNuggets with the shake then?
Yeah, it's McNuggets and fries with the shake, or you can get a Big Mac.
What flavor is making it purple? That's
it's a purple berry flavored shake with whipped topping. Now, with that said, there are literally no purple berries except blueberries.
You can make blueberries purple, but
that exist. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to use.
It's a lilac shake.
Yeah, it's like a lilac shake. They're putting.
Okay, I would have a lilac shake. I would. That would taste pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeff chiming in. Hey, Jeff. Thanks for. Thanks,
Jeff.
Thanks for
dropping by, Jeff.
Man. You can show up anytime you.
Well, glad to have you. You missed us. Talking about Spider-Verse is just about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, and a bunch of union shenanigans.
Yeah, we went all marks. Unions, I should say. We went all in on marks on this episode.
Yeah. Going back to the ice cream real quick, Bluebell does sell a cookies and cream blue ice cream called Blue Monster.
But this is
not
purple.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah, Cookie Monster.
There's a difference there.
Robin got to have a deal with this.
They specifically called it Cookie Monster. That
exactly.
Yeah.
Jim Henson's Children's Workshop obviously has a deal with Baskin Robbins. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing this. Otherwise, you could see the lawsuits coming in from the Children's Workshop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Oscar
wouldn't
Graff
mind
will
trying
sue
the-
your ass.
Grimace milkshake. Either.
All right, let's do. And they, you know, they smart. They live on Sesame Street. Everybody live on Sesame Street smart.
Yeah, can count up to 100. Know their ABCs.
Exactly.
And they
I
do
need
it
to know.
with, they do it with rhythm.
That's half of education right there. You know.
It is. And he's an educator. Grimace and the Hamburger was my favorite. Man, I was like the
hell yeah.
cop that would chase the Hamburglar.
Big Mac.
Oh,
Yeah, that's because you got to play in his head. When you went
When,
to the-
Remember the cop's name.
when is this administration going to bring the Grimace to justice?
Yeah,
Hamburger
right.
justice.
Grimace. What did Grimace do?
Dude,
nothing
Grimace
can
a
stop the
shake
Grimace.
stealing motherfucker, man.
Have you know? I'm sorry, I have misquoted. But
Grimace
that is
started
from
as
the
a bad
Clerks
guy.
cartoon series.
Yeah, wasn't Grimace a bad guy?
yeah, he started off as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Grimace was a bad guy.
He was
Oh,
stealing
yeah.
fries and shit.
No.
Yeah, he was.
Grimace was
Was
supposed
he
to be
like,
like a
an
gumdrop,
accomplice
wasn't
of the
he?
Hamburglar? I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore.
No, he used to chase around the Fry Guys. Remember the Fry Guys?
Man, my
Oh, yeah,
McDonald's
yeah. I was trying to
mascot
remember what he's
deep
trying to say.
lore
You
Yeah,
need
has
to
been
read-
like
you need
shaken
to
to the
read
core
up on
here,
your
guys.
Mickey D's character lore, bro.
Evidently,
Mac
because I was completely.
Dave, fuck you, Dave. We're doing top. Mac the Knife, you son of a bitch. Mac the Knife. That's how I'm going to be in my head for the next 3 days. All right. I don't know what I'm going to do this week. It was a terrible, terrible week for comics. It wasn't.
It was a rough.
Jeff,
rough
Big
week.
Mac, I'm drinking glasses with him on it. Big Mac the cop. A cab includes the fucking Big Mac cop.
He didn't start out as a villain.
Who? Grimace?
Grimace. No, he didn't start out as a villain.
Thank God, because I was legitimately all shook up about.
Yeah,
like,
Taylor
the
was worried that
accusation
he's got
there.
to remove
I thought he
posters
did.
from his wall.
Get my Grimace tattoo removed. Yeah. No, I don't have a Grimace tattoo. But
All right, well, good. Anyway, I hope Clobber in Time gets mentioned. But
Yeah.
Pathfinder, Wake of the Dead, was pretty good. That's my honorable mention. It was just all right. It was pretty good. Again, a very lackluster week. But I wasn't even going to read this, but my number 3 is Catfight, number 1.
Hey, that's my
Andrew
number
Wheeler.
3 also.
That's
Is
in
that
my
your number
honorable
3?
mentions.
Awesome.
My number 3
Elias
also.
Kriazis, it was pretty good. A lot of potential, a lot of fun use of design in this book. This is just one example
Oh yeah, that's
where our protagonist
Yeah.
is sort of getting exploded, and then the page after, see the white here is him falling.
yeah.
Right, very, very well done
Mhm.
with the design. That was what really drew me to this book.
Grandma's
the
getting
story is
killed.
solid.
Time to
Oh,
get
yeah.
the son of a bitch.
Grandma
Yeah, the
died.
story is solid. They did a lot of world building here. They did a lot of letting you know who these characters were, which slowed things down just a bit. But the design, just the feast for the eyes, that was everything going on here. And this is just one example of a really cool
Oh, yeah.
design bit. But yeah, very cool book. Very fun.
I really enjoyed in this book. That's why it's my number 3 also. I really enjoyed in this book where the main character could just look at anything, literally look at anything and just be like, this is how much this cost. Like, this
Yeah.
is how much this is
Man,
worth.
I wish I meant to capture that page, but
And
yes,
Yeah,
you're
that was,
absolutely
He was
right.
doing that
Yeah,
quite
it's
often
just
in
so
the book.
great
He
where
was
it's
like,
like-
he was like in that party and everything. And he was like,
Yes,
looking,
that's
Yeah,
the
it's like,
scene.
this
He
is
had the one scene
$12,000.
where it
This
just
is-
showed the crowd, then it had the other scene where he like focused in on like the Rolexes and the bracelets and the rings and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
necklaces and all that.
And then he looks at other things like, this has absolutely no value to me whatsoever. And this
Oh,
continues
but
on.
even
It's like,
then, it was like a family picture,
yeah.
which led into the character building. Yes, very well done writing and art all around. Yeah, I was really surprised by this. I'm glad Andy reviewed it, because once I watched that review, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna read this, a little bit harder than I would otherwise, and I'm happy I did. So yeah,
Like I said during my review, is I'm not sure exactly when the whole entire Cats/Kill Bill thing comes into play. It might
Well-
come in the next issue, but right now it definitely is John Wick but thieves. So
yeah,
it's very,
I
they're
see
all
the-
cat
I see-
burglars. They're all
yeah,
cat burgling
exactly.
people. And
They're all cat
burgling from
burglars,
each other.
so that's the cat thing they're leaning with.
I kind of
The Kill Bill sort of seems like reverse Kill Bill. Like in Kill Bill, it was that one chick, the bride, going to murder all of the Kill Bill, henchmen.
It sounds
In
kind of
this,
like a
it feels
mixture
like
of that and like the Italian Job, because that was
right.
about like a crew of thieves that one of them fucked the rest of them over, and then the rest of it's like a revenge thing.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I could see that going on, but I'm literally looking forward to the next issue of this. This is really well done. I like the writing, I like the art style. This is very good comic book. That's why it's my number 3.
Yeah, me too. I think issue 2 is. I think this one had a little bit of first issue syndrome where it had to do a lot of legwork, but it
Mhm.
helped. It helped that the design was so good. So I'm hoping that issue 2 and future issues where they don't have to focus so much on building up these characters and this world, where the story and design will become even more closely intertwined, and we'll get an even better, experience. So, yeah, good call out, Andy. Good call out, Ryan. Taylor.
Okay.
What's your honorable mentions?
I guess I'll throw out an honorable mention for Power Girl Special. I thought the villain had a cool design. The Sauvage, I guess, artwork was really cool throughout.
Yeah.
The story itself was just kind of meh, and it probably didn't help that I had no idea that Power Girl had psychic powers nowadays.
Well, you didn't read the Lazarus Planet.
No, I never did.
Yeah.
So that was all lost on me. Apparently, she lost them at the end of this issue anyway. So
she did, yeah.
Whatever.
That's what it looked like to me too. But I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure. But
Yeah.
dude, honestly, the Fire and Ice story by Joanne Stair and Natasha Bustos, it was a lot better. I thought it was a lot better.
This mostly gets honorable mention just from the art alone, which was really good.
Yeah, good call.
Speaking of art, my number 3 is going to be Captain America: Symbol of Truth, number 13.
Man, catch this week. Damn.
This was.
Damn,
I can sum up the plot in a second, because it was basically just one big fight between Steve and Sam. And whenever it's a superhero fight, you don't want it to feel forced. You don't want it to feel like they're fighting because they wanted to have like a big splashy fight in the comic, and that is what it feels like here. Like
Steve wants Sam to put on the glasses so he can see the truth.
Right.
No,
right.
But
no, it's kind of like that. I didn't read this issue though, but it does feel it's forced. It's forced.
Steve is charging ahead to go try to rescue his son, go beat up the White Wolf, and Sam's like, "Yo, Steve, no, you need to stop." And then they just fought. That's pretty much the long and short of it. But
it's RB Silva.
It looked
gorgeous,
though, right?
Still?
Yeah, RB Silva drawing the fight is what makes the issue work for me.
I got to go back.
A really good dust up. The fight. There was a lot of cool action. It was a lot of good line work. It's not the most forced superhero fight I've ever seen, but it didn't come across organically, I don't think.
Yeah. Still a solid read.
It's a solid read. Still a solid read.
Nice. Good call out. Andy's number 3 was, of course, Catfight.
Oh,
do you have any honorable mentions?
So I was going to do my honorable mention, and we can just continue on to David. So my honorable mention is Spider-Man number 26. So let's just get it out of our systems right now.
Oh, sorry. Let's do it.
Yeah,
that was gone from the shop by the time I got there.
Of course it was.
The death of Miss Marvel.
It was really cool too, man. If I can just say, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, this is fridging." This is not, okay?
No, it's not fridging.
Yeah,
definitely not fridging.
Yeah, Kamala went to go help Mary Jane from getting attacked by Robin, and I'm not really been hanging out with this book, so I don't really know what the fuck's going on. But this issue, I didn't really need to know what was going on. So, and I didn't even know Kamala could do this. She changed herself to look like MJ. So she took the hit. Right? And then out of fashion for her, she wasn't able to heal from it. MJ's thinking that, or Peter's thinking that MJ got whacked, but no, he's like, oh no, it's Kamala. And then they have their, big death moment. But I thought it worked.
It worked. And this is laying this to the future Fallen series that's going to be coming out next month. Mm-hmm. This is going to definitely show how Miss Marvel meant to the Marvel universe. I want to talk about this.
That I am looking forward to a lot, I will say.
Yeah. Some people are just being like, it shouldn't have been in a Spider-Man book. And it's like, I kind of agree with that, but it's like, it's like, this is not just for Spider-Man. This is for everybody else. Because you had the Fantastic Four.
And Spider-Man is their most popular book.
Yeah. You had the Fantastic Four there. You had everybody there immediately. Everybody was there immediately when she died. And the fact of the matter is that how much this character means to everybody shows you how much she means to the Marvel Universe. And
Yeah.
that's why it's on my honorable mention.
Yeah. No, great call out. I mean, there's still. I had no idea what was going on with Paul and MJ, and they had kids, and other kids are gone. And who this Robin guy was is Rabin, Rabin.
Oh, yeah, the Rabin. Yeah.
Rabin. But
yeah, he's just a jackass.
And Paul is apparently Rabin, but from an alternate universe. So
I knew it wasn't Robin from Batman, but the image that pulled into my head was like Damian
it's
Wayne
like Dick
coming in and
Grayson's
just
fucking
goes around
MJ now. What?
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyway.
this is just such a weird Peter Parker run for Spider-Man right now. It's
weird,
so
dude.
fucking
I haven't even
bizarre.
really been keeping up, but this issue, it worked, but it
worked.
weird. It was weird.
So, yeah, instead
Nah,
of
it's a
talking
good
about my
call
number
out.
3, we just talk about my honorable mention. We can get to my number 2 later, so we can kick it over to David.
Awesome. Big D.
All right.
Honorable mention.
Honorable
I
mention.
probably have nothing for you this
Catfight.
week. Yeah,
And
Catfight
then my
was
other
dope.
honorable mention is the Savage Strength of Starstorm.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
And
sorry.
That had a lot going on it. It's kind of like, a mix of like, the Infinity Gauntlet and a movie called Star Kid. Like back in the 90s.
Star Kid.
Star Kid was a good movie.
Yeah,
Star Kid was a good movie, but the kid gets the powers, and then we know that's an amnesic teen. He gets, but this amulet or artifact gives him powers. He kind of gets his memory back. And there's just a whole lot going on when he gets his memory back. Like people know him.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just really weird going on. My number 3 pick for this week is going to be the North Valley Grimoire, number 1.
No, I don't have that either. Sorry.
I did not get a chance to read this.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at this book either.
It's got a lot of world building going on. There's also like a lot of just continent jumping in it too. I mean, one guy in one moment they're in London, and then the next moment they're in Baltimore. But it's basically the CIA using magic to fight other magic users.
Nice. That's fun. That's fun.
Now they've kind of discovered that there's what is essentially like a version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch has just been granted her powers, and she's kind of discovering it, and she's become a real big blip on the radar.
Oh, cool. That's fun. That's fun as hell. Cool. All right, good shout out. I guess that's to me. This is gonna take care of at least 2 more reviews. Punisher, number 12.
That's my number 1 this week.
Yeah. Jason Aaron, Jesus Saiz. Punisher no more, as Marvel apparently just does away with this character in a weird way. Solid tragedy story.
Oh, he died a very good death.
But did he die, or did he just go to another universe?
He went to another universe. He's in Weird World now.
Yeah. But again, I say that because the end of this left me with more answers, or with more questions than answers. His wife, who's been brought back from the dead, steals half his fortune because he does have property. He had property. And she's obviously pregnant, from here. I found it hilarious that there were the most morally gray heroes in the whole fucking Marvel Comics universe judging Frank here. All right, I get why Jason Aaron chose to do that, but I couldn't help but laugh. Like, really, Wolverine, you're judging Frank Castle? Really? Natasha, you? Black Widow?
Well, talk about morally great
Moon
characters.
Knight? Really?
To be fair, Captain America was there too, who really
right.
throws to the other side of the bell curve there.
Yeah, right. But yeah, this was great art throughout. This was a really fun series. I'm not sure what Jason Aaron was doing here, except writing a great story, and it was great. It was a perfect tragedy.
It was.
Not everything has to lead to something else. This can end now and be done.
I mean, they'll eventually use the character again, of course.
Sure.
They always will. But Jason Aaron's little afterword that he wrote, I thought, was a great summation of this series, that he is simultaneously a just numbingly simple person, but he's also one of the more complicated characters you're ever going to find in comics. Those are both true at the same time. He's simple because all he wants to do is go out and kill the bad guys. But he's also really complicated because, what is really driving it? And what does that say about us? What does that say about society? Yeah. How are we to judge someone like this? And I think that's a big part of why we have this, judgment powwow that the rest of the superheroes are having here. And I like the way that he kind of discussed. I liked seeing each of their different reactions. Like Wolverine just wanted to fucking cut him to pieces, and Frank's like, "No, you of all people do not get to do that. You of all people."
That's so shallow.
I
Even though
thought it
Jason
worked.
Aaron wrote my favorite Wolverine standalone story of all time, The Man in the Pit. I don't know. It was quintessential Wolverine, but it feels like Wolverine has grown.
It's true.
Yeah.
You can call it shallow if you want to, and I guess it is a kind of go-to answer for a thing, but it's still true.
It is. No,
Logan
you're right.
of all people, he has such a checkered past, and honestly, like, it's interesting the relationship they would have there, because Logan is a lot of ways a perfect foil for Frank, because Wolverine wins the pain Olympics. Like, Punisher can bitch about his family getting gunned down, and that certainly sucks, but it is nothing compared to what Wolverine has been.
Yeah, Wolverine's lost
nothing compared
everything
to basically immortality and dealing with everything from like the 1800s on.
Yeah,
but Wolverine's a character, and Jason Aaron, I think, understands Wolverine on a very intrinsic level too, who wants to affect good in the world. He doesn't just want to hurt people the way that Frank does. He hates that he has to hurt people. He just feels like he has to. He's also trying to make things better for everyone else, but Frank just wants to lash out at everyone and everything. And I thought that was the real brilliance of this series as a whole, right? Like, what if his family did come back? What would they think of what Punisher's been doing? And I thought it was a really gut punch of an answer. They're like, fuck you. You've been going around murdering all these people. You've been
in our name. In our
genocide.
Name.
Yeah, for so long. And go to fucking hell, Frank.
Yeah. Or just calm the fuck down. Yeah, that's the one sentence review for this entire Jason Aaron Punisher run. Damn, Frank, just calm down, bro.
Yeah, calm your shit, dude.
Yeah, just calm your shit, dude. You're allowed to move on, but that's the other angle to the tragedy.
And so it does make sense that, like, that's his ending then. He doesn't get killed, but he can't justify being the Punisher anymore because his wife, the person he's been doing this for the entire time, come out and said,
him for it.
Stop it.
Yeah, hates him for doing it. Exactly. So what does Punisher become now? And I don't know if we're going to get that answer.
At the moment, he's Frank, but he's left that, I think, for someone else to pick up.
Yeah. Jeff in the chat, Punisher, absolutely great comic run. I loved it. Gonna miss it for sure. Yeah, 100%, dude. It's been great. And I've been kind of hating on all of the flashback scenes in this comic. They were great in this. The flashback scenes were the best part of this for me. In this particular issue. I
thought that the entire run of flashbacks was a really, like, meaty part of this whole story. I think that
it was. It
does not work without those flashbacks.
Yeah. But how about that art? Jesus Ice art going back and forth was chef's kiss. Perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, so that was my number 2. That was Taylor's number 1. Taylor, your number 2 book of the week.
My number 2 was Clobberin' Time, number 3.
Nice. Good choice. Steve Scroce, just killing it.
Yeah, and especially the artwork in here. That's usually the big highlight of these. But yeah, the big splash pages. He gets to draw, like, whenever he brings in, like, the monsters, and they get as gory as they can get for a Marvel book.
Right.
Well, it's without it being like, Max or something like that. But yeah, this book is crazy, stupid time travel shenanigans. It's a lot of big dust ups with monsters. We get to go to, like, crazy exotic locales. It's just a lot of fun. I'm really sucked in, I think, by all the, like, the out of order continuity of our villain here, right? Because, like, he's a lot younger than the last time they saw him now. So, like, all the things that are happening for him are completely out of order for us,
Yeah, but we know where he's going.
Yeah.
So it adds sort of a layer to the dialogue or to the story, to the narrative. A big contributor for best panel of the year. Loved it.
Yeah, if you ever want to know what the Thing's ass looks like, there you go.
Front runner for best panel of the year. It's perfect.
The Thing's got some cake.
Yeah, you got some cake. You got some beef cake going on.
Yeah, I mean, we've always known that Ben Grimm is thick with 3 C's,
Yeah. Very good call. That was Taylor's number 2. Andy, number 2.
My number 2 is World Tree number 2.
Man, this is crazy good, dude.
Fucking dope as shit.
Dude, is crazy good.
This is crazy, like, deep web hackers bullshit, and I love it. I love every second of
It's
this
like
book.
AI almost. I don't know what
Yeah.
Tiny is trying to say here, but he's saying a lot.
Yeah,
His
I know.
dialogue is so good here. When
It
Silk
seems
and
like every
Nikki
single
are walking
sentence.
through the crowd, Nikki's dialogue and Silk's replies are spot on. And then there's these two other motherfuckers who are burning down a house. Dude, the
Yeah,
dialogue there,
it seems like
it's like a fucking Tarantino or a Scorsese movie. It's so
yeah,
good.
exactly. It seems like every single sentence is meant to have a point behind it.
Mm.
There's not a word that you are missing in this that is meant to do something. Every single word means purpose in this book.
That's
It's
the perfect way of saying it.
So
Dude.
fucking great.
Yeah, that's the perfect way of saying it.
Yeah, and it's like it's reverse Matrix, but I don't care. That's how good it
reverse
is.
Matrix, where the computers are invading, and doing bad stuff. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. There seems to be a computer virus that murders you that was suppressed, but now has come back out. And the
there's a
billionaire
lot of
responsible for
questions.
it is, I don't know. Jeff in the chat, World Tree is freaking great. Tiny is such a terrific writer, dude. He is.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
this is so
amazing. Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, this is such a great book.
Yeah, it's difficult to almost explain though, because that's really the gist of it.
Yeah.
There's a computer
there's no way
virus
to
that can
explain this
murder
book
you
unless you read it.
Yeah, you have to read it. You really have to. It's one of those things that absorbs you. Tynion is just a master of writing these sorts of stories. And
it's hard for me to go
great.
like, how do I explain this? And it's like I can't, because it's like there's so much going on. There's a lot of meat on the bones, and you can't just sit there and be like, well, this is what's going on when you don't actually.
It's hard to strip it down and just say, no, this is what it is. It's more than what I'm ever gonna say. It is.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more than I could ever say.
Yeah, great call out, great shout out. Yeah, fantastic issue, man. Big D number 2. I have no idea what he's gonna pick.
My number 2 this week is Local Man number 4.
Oh, it was pretty good.
It was pretty
Did
good.
I not get Local Man.
I
didn't get Local Man. I read Local Man number 4, but no, I did not get a screenshot or
we are getting closer to figure out who's going around killing all the ex-villains and trying to frame our hero.
It's Captain
Camouflage
or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Captain Camo. And
yeah,
there was like this really sweet moment where he gives him a hug, and then Captain Camo just turns around and beats the hell out of him.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm so glad to see you. Gives him a hug, and then it's like, whack.
Yeah, this has been the best issue of the series so far. This issue this series kind of is like way too throwback to 90s for me.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of,
but it's good. It was a really, really good issue, man.
Yeah,
really
Captain
good.
Camo has like a secret lair under the lake, and he's got all these machines and like the Ark of the Covenant looking thing they call the Mercy Seat or something.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'm, these villains are getting killed, and it's like he just can't make it. He's like, and he's getting framed for it, and he's trying to clear his name.
It feels like this first arc was just sort of setting a stage. And I'm hoping this continues. I'm hoping that we get more of this cop, this small town cop, and Local Man. That's his name now, his superhero name now.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would be doing.
Fighting
against crime with super cops.
That cop, there's like a serial killer who can teleport himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did show that at the end. Yes.
The guy who's been going around killing the villains shows up, and he's like, he has a power to like teleport himself places, and he shows up and stabs the cop.
Yeah,
he's like,
I think he's still alive. I think he's gonna be all right.
I don't think he's dead, but
I think he's gonna be.
He's definitely not dead.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be all right. But yeah, that series is really beginning to grow on me, but it is a slow burn, dude.
Yeah, it's taking a long. It's taking several issues to get to this point. Yeah, now it's starting to get really good.
Yeah, no, good call out. Local Man is a good book. Hopefully, it gets a second arc. I guess that comes back to number 1. Most of them are done. There was no debate at all.
Yes, my number 1 too.
Star Trek Annual 2023. Colin Kelly, Jackson Lanzig, Rachel Stott. All right, so this series, the entire Star Trek series, is about a Starfleet crew made up of mostly characters that you know from Star Trek: Scotty, Tom Paris, Cisco, Data, others. Spock is hanging out in the crew. And they're on a very advanced, mostly experimental ship called the Theseus. So the crew is taking some R&R, and all of the computer algorithms on the ship become sentient, maybe have been sentient for a while, but decide to show off their sentience in classic Star Trek style. And they take on the personas of other famous Trek characters and even like generate places and ships.
It's just a great issue.
It's all right. There's the Cerritos, right? There's
Mhm.
the Phoenix, dude. Every Star Trek ship you'd ever want to see. Look at this panel. Top panel, they're on the Discovery. The second panel, they're on the original Enterprise NX. The panel under that shit, I don't even know where they're at.
That looks like the Defiant Bridge.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
the
don't
Defiant.
even know. But look, the bottom panel, the Enterprise from that one movie where they're on the boat, right? And
Yeah.
then look, Zephram Cochrane and Tom Paris are hanging out. So then
That's Generations, isn't it?
That's First Contact.
Yeah, that's First Contact. That's First Contact. Oh yeah, the boat is from Generations. The Enterprise
The
there is
boat's from Generations.
Yes,
Yeah, because that's where Data pushed Crusher off of there. And
Right,
then they went on
exactly,
the
for
whole
a
journey
joke.
for the sense of humor with
Yeah.
the motion
Captain
ship.
Hot Hair, shows up, and then because these are all
Pike.
Pike, because these are all computer algorithms being generated as holograms, they use Photons Be Free, which is another deep fucking Star Trek cut.
That is a deep cut.
Deep cut. This is the holo novel that the Doctor from Voyager wrote to basically be a manifesto for holographic beings. And it happens. The Star Trek thing happens where this becomes a first contact for this basically a new life form. They eventually settle this life form on a planet that they found that can inhabit life. They're life forms. They don't need, air and shit like that. But if you look, all of these characters, all of these holograms are characters from all these different Star Trek shit. I mean, there's Wesley Crusher sitting by the pond.
You got Bones talking to the Doctor.
Yeah, dude, you got a bunch
Yeah,
of
I think they put all the medical staff
Dude,
on
yes.
the balcony together there.
Yes. So
Is that the one from Lower Decks that Crusher's talking to there?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't even remember her name, but yes, that's her. And yeah, just so well done. Guinan's down there kicking it with Barkley, it looks like. I don't fucking know, but man, it was so much fun.
This
But
was
then they
just
end.
super fun.
The best part, they end with them going back to their R&R, and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons together, and Data is the DM, and Scotty's rolling a 20 for his intelligence check, or who the fuck knows. It's so good.
This was such a great issue back to front. That's why it's my number one too. It was just all the Easter eggs, all the laughing, all the in jokes.
Yeah.
It had everything. Yeah, that right there. The battle of the starships, which is the best one ever.
Dude, it is just, I don't understand it. Kelly and Lansing have created something that should be an eye-rolling, just like, oh my God, really? You just dumped all of this shit into, 10 pounds of shit into a 5-pound bag. But
it works.
It works so well because Trek is built completely off of nostalgia. If you look back at it, TNG in and of itself, the Next Generation, the show,
that was pure
built
nostalgia,
off nostalgia because people wanted more Star Trek. So what are
Exactly.
they doing? They're just giving us more Star Trek. And man,
yeah, that's why it was my number one. Also,
it's up there for
dumb fun.
It's up there for my favorite book of the year right now, dude.
For an annual, kicked it out of the park.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. All right. Taylor's number one. I believe you already said it was Punisher.
Yeah, that was Punisher.
Number one.
So I'm done.
Great wrap to that series by Jason Aaron. Andy's number one was again
Star Trek Annual.
Aforementioned Star Trek Annual. Cisco hanging out.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, it was so good. Man,
issue.
it was so. It needed more Janeway. If I had to say one bad thing, it needed more Janeway. Anyway, that leads us to aka David's #1 book of the week.
Torrent number 4.
Yes, dude, it was so good.
It was
Nailed.
really good.
It was so fucking good.
Oh my gosh! Basically, she's on our cover character here. She is on a murder spree, vengeance, because she's getting revenge for the death of a friend or a family member. I can't
Of her
remember what.
family, yeah.
But essentially the Justice League of this comic book universe has come to stop her, and she takes out the Superman character in like no time flat.
Yeah, she has a device. Like
she
a
gets a
special
device from like one of his enemies, and it like neutralizes his powers.
The
and
best
puts him
part
in the
about that
hospital.
is she says, yeah, I helped him look for this thing for years. He never thought to ask, hey, do you have this thing? It's like she knew that someday I may need this against you, and I'm going to hold on to it.
What she is doing is Batman level planning.
Yeah. Even though there is another Batman character
there is a Batman character
she totally
in this comic
fucked
book. She is taking out this Justice League group like left and right. Like the Wonder Woman analog basically is like, I know I can't physically stop her, and I don't think there's a way to neutralize her power, but she's not strong enough to dig herself out of 2,500 tons of building.
So she just drops a building on her ass.
She just blows up a building on top of her.
Yeah.
But in the end of it, one of her comrades has like an ultimate nullifier and basically nullifies her powers, and she still beats him.
Yeah, all her powers are taken away, and then she still beats him. And
she's
her
still
losing
on
all
the
her
quest.
powers, she was like, no, fuck it. I'm still going to go kill the villain.
I'm going to finish what I started.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is a fantastic
that's why you don't fuck with
book.
Mom for.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, this could
Do
actually
not
go
fuck with
on,
Mom.
in this universe. This is like one of those Black Hammer things where...
Oh, yeah, there's a, like, Black Hammer, the Minor Threats.
Yeah, they've created a universe here that is really rich and really dynamic. It's a bit derivative. I mean, this is basically a superhero deconstruction sort of story, a la Watchmen or anything else. In the 80s, early 90s, but it's doing it in a way that feels modern. And the pacing is fast. The moves are quick, but it's borrowing a lot. It is really borrowing a lot. That kept it off of my top 3.
Yeah, it takes a lot of different things. You can definitely see certain influences in it, where it gets it from and all that. But this book was just like from start to finish, it was just like, she ain't stopping. You ain't standing. You ain't gonna be getting in my way.
Pissed off the mama bear.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the book. You pissed off the mama bear, and she ain't gonna stop. Yeah, very well done. Taylor, I think you might want to look into this once it's collected. I know you wait for Image to get collected. If you can get it for a cheapo, it's
definitely think about it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a read. So, awesome. That's all we got, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate it. We went extra long tonight. If you like what we're doing, check out what the Bullies are doing. They got a show later on tonight. Go to outrightgeekery.com. We got links to everything the Bullies got going on. That's Leroy and Eli doing a pop culture show, movies, TV, really sports now occasionally, which is weird, but also comics. We love what they're doing, so definitely go check that out. Go to outrightgeekery.com for all the links to everything they got going on and everything we got going on. We've got groups, YouTubes, social medias, all that good shit. Andy's over there running the Outright Geekery group over there on Facebook.
Yeah, that's me.
What time is the Bully show? Jeff is asking.
Ooh.
I think that's like 1 a.m. Eastern. They are late night owls.
Well, there's a time difference between Eli and Leroy.
No, I think they're both in Central. Minnesota and
Mississippi, I want to say.
Yeah.
No, it's the same time zone.
Yeah, I think they're in the same time zone. Anyway, they are on late, but you can definitely catch a replay, Jeff. Again, go to that website, outrightgeekery.com, and you'll get all the details, all the links and shit there. Like I was saying, go check out the group. Andy killing it over there, facebook.com/group/4578UABB, whatever. Just go there and search Outright Geekery. Go to the group. You'll have a great time.
Close, but close enough.
Yeah. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be doing the preview show. We're going to talk about all of the new comics coming out this week. At least Taylor and I are. Andy may have soccer. David may have work. But definitely come back and hang out. We really appreciate y'all hanging out. But most of all, I appreciate these jokers hanging out with this
Hey.
joker.
Well, that's a
Always
different
fun.
tune from earlier when you said you hate these guys.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
hate
you
these
said
guys.
you
I'm gonna
hated
play
us.
the
You
Indiana
said
Jones
you hated
again.
us all.
The Comic Book Bullies post at least on Spotify. They post on Mondays.
Yeah, on Spotify it's on Mondays, but it is they record live on our Facebook page, but it is really late. It's really late at night.
Yeah, usually it comes up on midnight for over
Yeah.
Central Standard Time. But
I've
I don't
actually
know
been on that show, and by like the 40th minute, I'm like, just barely making it through the damn show. I'm just so beat. But yeah, I have guested on that show. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, again, thanks everybody for hanging out. We are gonna do it again next time.
Same Geek Time, same Geek Channel.